How's it going, people? Okay, just thought I'll put up a quick video that shows multi-track recording from the Allen and Heath SQ7, which is there, over to Windows on StudioOne. Okay, yeah. I couldn't find anything that explained this on YouTube, so I had to spend my own time researching this a bit. Didn't take a long time, but I just thought it'll be a good thing to put up a quick video that shows this. So I'll just keep this to the point because I know I don't like those videos that go blah 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 for a 5 minute thingy and take like 30 minutes to explain a simple concept. Okay, so let's get started. So the first thing you want to do is to get the correct drivers from the Allen and Heath website. So this is the website, and I'm going to put the link down in the description. What you want is this Windows ASIO WDM driver, and just pick up whatever version is latest. And so once you run it and install it, then it should look like, let's see if I have it up here. Let me just maybe bring it up. SQ. Okay, this is how it should look like. Okay, I just kept the defaults in there. Okay, so now you've installed the driver. Now how do you know that SQ7 is recognized by StudioOne? So you go back to StudioOne, and this is the start screen, which you just hit this button here and brings you to the screen. And you see SQ is showing here. So we go to the setup, and if you see in the audio device drop down, you will see a bunch of them, and you'll see SQ as showing as one of those. So this tells you that you have configured SQ7 to be understood and recognized by StudioOne. Okay, so that's done. Now let's talk about SQ7 setup. Okay, so here, fabulous mixer, by the way. I'm still just scratching the surface of it. Could do very versatile and can do a lot of things. All right, so first thing is you configure the input, which is all of your audio equipment that's coming in, the vocals, the mic, the guitar, and the drums, and so on. So I got, I believe there's like 12 inputs coming in through a snake. And what I want to do is, so this is the first vocal, the second vocal, and the piano, and so on. So I need to map this to the faders here, just because like I said, it's versatile. You can map anything to anything. So what I need to do is I need to go to the input section. Let me just zoom in here. Go to the input section. And in the input section, I believe this is just the default setup. And so if you see here, you can see this is all the faders. And these are the top, the columns. They are all the incoming channels. So what I've said is that the first channel, which is what I just showed, that is the vocal mic, that needs to be mapped to the first fader, which I call as vocal 1. And likewise, the second input is also a vocal mic, so that is mapped to the second fader here, and I've named them here accordingly, vocal 1, 2, just so that I remember. Okay, so that's how you map the input. The next thing is to map the output. Okay, so remember this is inputs and input channel. Now to do this for the output, go to the outputs tab, and over you have multiple options. Select the IP direct outputs, and in the important thing is in the USB source has two options, SQ drive and the USB-B. So the USB-B is the one I believe that is behind, which is there, right there. And the SQ drive is the one that is here, if I remember right. So make sure it's selected to USB-B, and then same way just say that the first fader, which is this, goes out on channel 1, second fader vocal 2, which goes out on channel 2, and so on and so forth. So you map this, also called patching, I believe. So you map that. So this mapping is all you need, and then you obviously make sure that your USB is connected to your PC. Now we come over back to StudioOne to make sure that we have the correct multi-track recording setup over here. So here I'm just gonna go and say create a new song, and I'm gonna select multi-track recording. Now I'll just say, give it a name. I'll say SQ7 test. Okay, and I will select here, instead of 44.1, I'll select 96 as a sample rate because that's the default in the driver. So I'll say okay, and so I get 8 channels. You can add more if you want, and these can be configured individually, right? So now if you see how they are set up, you go to IO, which is this one, and you see here, this is how they're set up. Okay, this is the default setup, which basically means on the first channel that we added, we'll get the first input coming from the mixer. The second channel, that's the mic. The second channel will get the second mic. The third channel will get the piano, and so on. That's how it is set up over here, if you see. Okay, so that's all you got to do. Now we can do a quick test run. What I'm going to do is I have a control room mic. So I'm going to configure this and we'll do a quick test. So I'll go to the input. So this control room mic is configured on channel 24, which I call it as control room. So I'll go to input here, and I'll make sure that the control room, which is this, is mapped to, is mapped to channel number 24. Okay, so that's you see this one, this is the channel number 24, input number 24 is mapped to control room. So I mapped the fader correctly. Now to go to the output, and in the output I'll go back to the same location, and I'll say that my control room, which is this, if you guys can see it, is going out on channel 9. It's important to know it's going out on channel 9. Okay, once I do that, then I come back over here, and then I'll add another channel for the control room. So I'll just say add track mono, and I'll just drag this down here, and then I will go back to the mapping section, and I'll say over here, so I'll map this first of all, the 7 and 8 to the appropriate channels, and then I'll say add mono. So it added input number 9, and I'll say 9, channel number 9 get its input from 9 over here. Okay, I'll say apply, and that's good. So here you need to make sure that this is still showing us it's taking its input from input 1. I'm going to change it to input 9. Okay, there you go. Okay, and then I'll set the recording marker on, and now this should work. So let's see. So first of all, let's check if I'm getting the input. So you see the lights flashing there. That means the input is going into the correct fader. Oh, by the way, just note that all of your recording is pre-fader, which means no matter how you set your fader, it will not influence your recording. So it's all going to be like what your gain settings are. And then this section over here, you should see some flash happening. The last channel. So when I see that, that's showing that StudioOne is able to read the signal coming for that track on that channel. Okay, so that's all there is to it. And if you guys have questions or comments, just put it down there. And I'm generally very busy, but I'll see if I can find the time to answer your questions. And I can put up some more videos that I've been researching and finding that I think could be just in general a good help for everybody out in the sound engineering community. Alrighty folks, thank you for watching. Bye.